The ladder of human thinking. Xiefeng. The essential difference between people lies in their thinking. We say Jesus is a god because his thinking aligns with that of a god's. We say Sakyamuni is Buddha because his thinking is that of a Buddha. Similarly, Muhammad founded Islam because he had the thinking of a saint. Laozi was able to write the Tao Te Ching because of his sage thinking. The reason why cows and horses are cows and horses is that their thinking has not reached the level of human thinking. If a fox could have human thinking, it could become a fox spirit. If a pine tree had the thinking of a Buddha, it could become a Buddha. An ordinary person, even if they live for 1,000 years, will remain ordinary if they do not change their conventional thinking. But if their thinking changes, they can develop towards the existence of corresponding thinking. That is to say, if a person learns from animals, over time, they will descend into an animal. If a person learns from saints and sages, over time, they will ascend to be a saint or sage. Therefore, the most important thing in life is not to find ways to possess material things, but to find ways to change thinking. Because a pig, despite having 10 pig pens and mountains of feed, is still just a pig. Similarly, a person, despite having 10 villas and billions of dollars in the bank, is still just a person. No matter how majestic a horse is, no matter how many female dogs a dog has, no matter how many mountains a tiger can dominate, even if a fish occupies the entire reservoir, there are few people who want to become a horse, a dog, a tiger, a fish. Why? Because animals are inferior to humans. Similarly, even if a worldly person has a wealth of treasures, a group of wives and concubines, and a prominent position, gods, Buddhas, and celestials would never want to become a worldly person. Flies find dog feces very sweet, but bees disdain it. Phoenixes would rather die than nest in eagle nests. We judge where a person comes from and where they are going based on their state of thinking. If a person's thinking throughout their life is similar to that of an animal, then it can be completely determined that he will be reincarnated as an animal after death. If the state of his thinking at the time of death was the thinking of a saint, then it can be determined that he has gone to a higher life space. Life Genuine always says that the universe is infinitely mysterious, and Xiefeng always says that the future of Life Genuine academicians is bright. This is by no means nonsense or unfounded talk. If the academicians believe in me, I will certainly reveal some of the mysteries of the universe to you in due course. This issue of thinking is one of the mysteries. Please pay high attention to it, academicians. Thinking has a ladder-like nature. I have divided human thinking into 8 rungs on this ladder. I encourage you, as academicians, to ascend these rungs step by step. Material thinking. Image thinking. Associative thinking. Illusory thinking. Visualized thinking. Taiji thinking. Formless thinking. Holographic thinking. The highest realm of thinking is holographic thinking. This is a kind of thinking that ordinary people cannot imagine. It can be said that this is the thinking of God. The realm that Sakyamuni reached is formless thinking. The realm that Laozi reached is Taiji thinking. The thinking that Muhammad reached is visualized thinking. The thinking that Zhuge Liang and others reached is illusory thinking. The thinking that Einstein and others achieved is associative thinking. The realm that artists like Beethoven reached is image thinking. The thinking of the general public is material thinking. Some prophets, witches, magicians, astrologers, fortune tellers, eccentrics, etc., have illusory thinking. My requirement for academicians is to abandon the first 4 kinds of thinking and directly enter visualized thinking. The term visualized thinking originally came from Tianhe Celestial. I hope he will explain it to us in the future. The thinking I have is holographic thinking. The origin of the universe, the origin of life, the origin of mankind, the origin and characteristics of the greatest creator, the 36 spaces from 1 to 36 dimensions, etc., are the results of my being in a state of holographic thinking. Visualized thinking is mentioned in my self-refinement articles. I hope Tianhe Celestial will not hesitate to teach. I once praised Taiji Celestial for having Taiji thinking, but that is just a spark of spirituality in Taiji Celestial. a drop in the ocean. I hope Taiji Celestial will focus on Taiji thinking, first thoroughly understand the Tao Te Ching, and gradually gain a deeper understanding. If you have any questions, I will guide you. Formless thinking is Buddha's thinking. It can be said that if you reach the realm of formless thinking, you can become a Buddha. This is beyond doubt. I hope that Foshan Celestial will thoroughly understand the Diamond Sutra. Other academicians can cross-practice. If you don't understand, feel free to ask, and we will communicate. I hope that the academicians of Life Echanuan will eventually reach the realm of formless thinking. This is the only way to go to the Celestial Islands continent.